Good afternoon, everybody. I welcome Dr. Nilima Vadnirwar to this particular session, in which is anchored by the School of Techno Ayurveda. We are starting a small, enthusiastic guest lecture series under the School of Techno Ayurveda. Here, it is not a lecture, it is an exploration. We are trying to explore the different angles. As we get a comment, our Ayurveda was taught with a translation of the Sanskrit, and the Sanskrit influencing, but not the scientific values embedded in it. It was a big question always, all the time, whether we learned the Sanskrit or with the Sanskrit and without the Sanskrit, how Ayurveda is going to be. School of Techno Ayurveda wished to explore different angles and attitudes, how an individual practitioner of Ayurveda or the student of Ayurveda feels about Ayurveda. In this, we have a comment of the sloka. Alpamatropayogitvāt arjera prasangataha kshipram arogyadayitvat. This is pertaining to the of the Rasa Shastra. The Rasa Shastra is totally depends upon the toxicity, toxic metals and materials. The 8 angas of the Ayurveda, Ashtanga Ayurveda, includes the Agada Tantra, where the toxins or toxic materials are much used in the treatments. It is a very big question. The medicine itself is with the Ushtati Gunas and the toxic material. Otherwise, that is not having the toxicity effect at all. The toxicity effect do not have, it means it do not have any medicinal values. A food item cannot be a medicine. A medicine is used in a very smaller dosage. Almost all the medicines are toxic, but out of that few are more toxic. Dr. Nilima Vadnirwar, representing the Agada Tantra, Agada Shastra, and Vyavahar Ayurveda department, head of the department of the Agada Tantra and Vyavahar Ayurveda, from the Mahatma Gandhi Ayurvedic Medical College, Salod, Wardha, under the DMIMS, Datta Mekhe Institute of Medical Sciences. Today, we are privileged with learning such a materials related to that of the Vishakalpas in the practice. What is the importance of the Vishakalpas in the practice? Nowadays, people are scared with using the Rasaushadhis and also many of the Vishakalpas. Very recently, I got one case which mimics the GB syndrome. But the fact is, it is a reaction of the opioid toxins or toxicity, opioid toxicity. What I suggested the consulting doctor is, you please try to find a Agada, Vishahara Agada for the opioid, antidote for that of the opioid toxicity. Then it could be very comfortably overruled. We are missing a logic to treat a patient. Today, I hope Dr. Nilima Vadnirwar will explain the importance of the usage of the Vishakalpas in day-to-day practice. With a start of the Mahaganapati, we'll make it out. Suklam Bardharam Vishnum Sisivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Jhayet Sarva Vigno Pashantaye. I request Dr. Nilima Vadnirwar Madam to start her PPT and start the lecture. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. sir has introduced me, so I will start directly from the topic, importance of Vishakalpa in practice. Why I have selected this topic for exploration. Sir has rightly said, we know each and everything about these formulations, but we do not dare to use them in practice because of some fear which is in our mind. And nowadays we have so many cases regarding the medicines, particularly in the Ayurveda. Cases are published. So we try to save ourselves, our practice, and that is why we use the drugs which are already recommended as safe and they are routinely used in the practice. But some of the formulations, they are not used routinely because of this fear. So today we are going to discuss about such formulations. The objectives of this exploration is to appraise the importance of Vishakalpa in practice. Secondly, to know the efficacy of Vishakalpa and to understand the importance of Vishadravya as well as Agada in clinical practice for the management of various diseases. This exploration is based on the principle that a strong poison can be a good medicine if it is used judiciously. Means we have to we can use a poison with proper dose, proper duration, proper route of administration, and with proper precautions. Then it will certainly, it will absolutely be a good medicine and it will provide us the desired effects. Firstly, I will uh, explain the concept of Vishakalpa in brief. If we see the overall formulations, the formulations which are prepared from all the types of Visha, that is animate poisons and inanimate poisons, such formulations are considered as Vishakalpa in general. But in Rasaratna Samucchay, Acharya Vagbhat has explained this Vishakalpa especially with reference to the Kandavish, that is the formulations which are specially prepared from Kandavish. The available most potent Kandavish is Vasanab. So the next consideration is the formulations which are prepared from Vasanab by using Vasanab along with the other herbal or mineral drugs. Why Vasanab? Because the word Visha is mostly used for all herbal and the mineral poisonous drugs, and it is exclusively used for Vasanab. The one of the synonym of the Vasanab is Visha as well as Amrita. And this Vasanab is the one of the most potent poisons which is also called as Mahavish, and it is available on the earth, and it is very widely used in Ayurveda in most of the formulations. So in this uh, Vishakalpa chapter, Acharya Vagbhata has explained 79 Vishakalpas for various diseases. The indications for this Vishakalpa are very widely described. Most of the Vishakalpas are used for the Netra Roga. You can see the number which is highest among all. And for the Kushta, which involves the skin diseases, 9 kalpas are mentioned, out of which The 3 are mentioned for Shvitra, 4 for the Jwara, and rest of the diseases. These are the Vishikalpas which are used in Ayurveda from very beginning. And if we find the ingredients of this drug, one or more than one herbal as well as mineral Vishadravyas are used as the main drug or as an auxiliary drug in combination with the other drugs. And we are routinely using these formulations in practice. The physicians who are using the Ayurveda management, Ayurvedic formulations, Ayurvedic drugs, they are experiencing the benefits of this drug. But very few such physicians are practicing for pure Ayurveda. So where is the scope for Vishakalpa in practice? We can use the Vishadravya as Ekal Dravya Chikitsa externally as well as internally, or we can use the combination of this Vishadravya along with the other drugs in the form of Vishakalpa, that is formulations. We know the Agada are used in poisoning conditions. Though we are not treating the poisoning conditions or patients of poisoning, but I must tell you, the Agadas have the various indications in the disease condition also. So we can use them efficiently in the treatment of the other diseases other than poisoning. Most of the time, the patients who are already treated in poisoning, they are cured, but after some time, after some years, they develop the complications. And for such immediate or late complications of the poisoning, we can use this Agada. In our day-to-day life, every day we are consuming 1 or 2 poisons knowingly or unknowingly through our ahar and vihar. Later on, they can manifest as Dushivisha or Garavisha. So for their treatment, we can use this Agada in the practice. Certain chronic diseases which cannot be properly cured with routine treatment, in that diseases, we can use this Vishakalpa very efficiently and we can get the desired results. Pain is the symptom in most of the diseases of joints as well as the chronic conditions where the pain is severe, the pain is recurrent. In such cases, we can use this Vishadravya for its management. Most of the Ayurvedic practitioners are treating the skin diseases. Here we have a lot of scope because the skin diseases are chronic in nature. They need treatment for longer period. If they are not treated properly, if the patient discontinues the treatment, the disease may worsen. For such cases, we can use the Vishadravya, Vishakalpa. Another indication is the Krodha Visha. Acharya Sushruta has described Krodha as the Mahavish. As we see, the Visha is also originated from Krodha, anger. And the anger is causing so many diseases. Nowadays, in the daily life, we find so many patients who are having the psychological as well as psychiatric disorders. due to the aggravation of this manasik vikar. So we have a wide scope in treating the Krodha Visha as well as Manas Roga. So in the treatment of the diseases which are caused due to Krodha, Acharya have explained that it should be treated like a treatment of poisoning. So the diseases which are caused due to Kam, Krodh or stress, anxiety, we can treat them with the Vishakalpa. Lifestyle disorder is a very familiar concept nowadays, and we are facing all these problems. These are very stringent conditions which need prompt treatment. So for that purpose, we can use this Vishakalpa in various lifestyle disorders. We can also use this Vishakalpa in the skin diseases, because the skin diseases, they have already increased in numbers. These are the long lasting diseases which are difficult for management and the recurrence is more. But the only thing is that Vishakalpa, they are described to be very effective and quick acting. But to establish their efficacy, we need clinical as well as scientific evidences, because there are certain problems. If we find the literature of the various formulations, where in very less formulations we can find the exact dose and duration of administration. But in most of the formulations, Acharyas have not mentioned the dose, duration or anupan or route of administration. So here we have to use the common rules which are described by the Acharyas. But in the practice, we may find that these common rules for dose and duration, they may not be applicable for each and every kind of patient in each and every kind of disease, according to Prakruti, Bhaya, Bala, Vaya, and all this. So due to this, at times we may not get the desired effect. And for this purpose, Acharyas have mentioned the Yukti Praman for the physician, that the physician should use his expertise, his knowledge, his experience for the management of dose, duration, and all these things related to the treatment. If we have some scientific evidences, then we can use this Vishakalpa safely and effectively in the clinical practice. So there is a need for promotion of Vishakalpa in the clinical practice, and this is the reason I have selected this topic for exploration. As we have already mentioned, there are the three Vishakalpas mentioned for the Shvitra in the Vishakalpa Adhyay. As our department have postgraduate course, we have started using this Vishakalpa in the patients in the form of clinical study and the research PG research projects. So out of these three Shvitra Lepa, we have selected the one which contains the Vatsanam Mallatak, Gunja, Chitrak, and Nimbafal. The fine powder of all these ingredients constitutes to the Shvitra Lepa, which is described to be used in the patients of Shvitra who are having the patches of Shvitra newly formed within 1 year of the incidence. And this lepa is applied along with the nimbus virus. But the exact duration is not mentioned. When we apply this lap, there are again certain problems. When we conduct this treatment under our supervision, we can control its dose and its administration. But when we ask patients to apply, they may use it in more quantity, they may use it in less quantity, and we have some rules of application of the LEPA. They may not be followed properly. So we have modified the Shvitra LEPA in the form of some elongated vati. Every time the patient may not get fresh nimbus virus. So that is why we have processed the Shvitra Lepa Churna with nimbus virus. The three bhavnas of the nimbus virus they have given to this churna. The churna is triturated with nimbus virus. And after drying, partly we have prepared some elongated vati so that the patient can use it easily for application with plain water. So before the application, we must conduct the drug sensitivity test because we are using the Vishadravya. It is very necessary. And at least the first application should be under supervision. We have restricted the application of LEPA for only 10 minutes because these are the drugs which have irritant property. They may cause more irritation when we use them for prolonged time. So with our previous experience, we have restricted that duration up to 10 minutes. And we have to keep the LEPA for drying safely without any sunlight, without any fan at the room temperature. In this study, the application was continued regularly for 1 month, twice a day. So in this study, we have included the patients who were having the patch or patches on the extremities and trunk only. The Shvitra having no discoloration of hair, which is new, thin, white in color, and the patients between age group 20 to 60 years. After the 1 month duration, you can find the results. Here in the first picture, we can find the change in the shape and size of the patch. In some cases, after the treatment, the spots which were very small, they got disappeared, and the patches which were larger in size, they have changed their shape and size. In the second picture on the leg, you can see after treatment, The scaling is formed here on the foot region, and the edges of the patch are becoming normal in color. Here in this picture also, you can find the change in shape and size, and the spot which was small on the wrist, it got disappeared and the skin become normal in color. Here also both the patches change in shape and size after the 1 month duration. So in the healing process, the patients after having the Shvitralepa experienced the mild irritation, because the other 4 drugs are irritant in nature, they are irritant poisons, and this is the expected effect, this is not the side effect. After using such type of drugs, little bit or mild irritation is expected for healing. And after this, the white spot turn pinkish in color. After this continuous application, in some cases we find the pustules, and these pustules after few days they burst automatically and the scaling form, and after the scaling the skin starts becoming normal in color, it regains its normal color. But the 1 month duration of treatment, we find it insufficient, because we have only applied the LEPA externally and no internal any medication was given to the patient. As per the Chikitsa Sutra of the Shvitra disease, we can use this LEPA along with the Shodhan as well as Shaman Chikitsa, and we can get the desired effect within 2 to 6 months. If you want to use only LEPA, it may require 6 to 9 months only with the local application. So my recommendation is that we should use the Shvitralepa along with the repeated Shodhan as well as continuous Shaman Chikitsa for 2 to 6 months for the effective and desired results. In the another study, we have used Dhaturbij ointment for the cracked heels. This Dhaturbij ointment contains Dhaturbij, Mankandak Sharjal, Shalshap Tel. In the literature, the Taila is mentioned, but we have modified it in the form of ointment, and for the comparison, we have used the plain Sarshap ointment. In this study, we have included the patients who are having the cracked heels. This is very troublesome disease. The patients have painful heels. Most of the time, the patient cannot stand properly, cannot walk properly, and the condition occurs in every season. The recurrence is there. So we have used this Dhaturbij ointment in such patients. The sensitivity test was also conducted to observe any rash, itching, redness, burning or ulcer formation, and the first application was performed under the supervision, and the subsequent applications were asked to patients to apply LEPA at home every day for 7 consecutive days at bedtime. So we have to ask patients to take precautions because we are using this Vishadravya. So we have to use applicator. The hand should be washed properly, and after using the ointment overnight, we have to ask patient to wash the feet in the morning with lukewarm water. Also, we have to ask the patients to wash the hands immediately after application and not to touch the eyes as well as the external orifices, so that the poisoning or any adverse condition should not occur. These are some pictures which were taken before and after the treatment. These are some mild cases. We can see the effect of the drug in 7 days. So in comparison with the plain Sarshap ointment, we have got better results with the Dhatur ointment, and no patient was found sensitive to Dhatur ointment. No any local adverse effect like rash, redness, itching was not observed during the study. And this drug can be used as ointment safely in the management of the cracked heels. Similarly, we have the Snuhik Shira Siddha Taila, which is also used in the management of the cracked heels. This taila contains Snuhik Shira, Sandhav Lavan, and Til Tel as a base, and this taila is prepared and we have applied in patients of cracked heel. You can see the effects in 7 days. Both these ointment and the Snuhik Shira Siddha Tel is very effective in the management of cracked heels, as well as the pain was reduced significantly and the recurrence is very less. And this was achieved only in the 7 days duration of therapy. Another condition is the inflammatory conditions of arthritis. We find so many patients of arthritis in our practice. So in these patients, we have applied the Gunja Churna Lep, and in comparison, we have applied the Shunthi Churna Lep. The patients suffering from transient mono or biarthropathies of knee were applied this Gunja Lep along with in another group the standard anti-inflammatory Shunthi. The assessment was done with the help of disease activity score, and we found Gunja Lep efficacious in comparison with the standard anti-inflammatory drug, that is Shunthi, in the inflammatory conditions of arthritis. So this LEPA in 3 to 5 days, it reduces pain as well as inflammation. But we have observed some adverse effects like rash, itching, burning sensation. But when we apply the drug for more than 10 minutes, we will experience such type of adverse effect. If we restrict the application only for 10 minutes, then the adverse effects will not occur. The overall mechanism of the action can be explained on the basis of the properties of Visha. The Vishadravyas, they contain the 10 properties, more or less, in each and every drug. So on the basis of these 10 properties, they have some action which causes the rapid spreading of the drug, quick absorption. The drug is occupied in the body in very few time, as well as with the help of this Tikshna and Laguguna, it enhances the bioactivity, and the symptoms like pain and swelling, they are reduced within short period. Apart from this Vishakalpa, we have some Agada, which are not only used in the poisoning conditions, but they can be used in the other disease conditions also. In the description of these various Agada, the indications of other diseases are also given. So we can use these Agada in the complications of poisoning and in the diseases which are indicated for the particular Agada. So this kind of Agada, they can be used orally, externally, as well as internally. We can use them through the Anjana, Nasya, Lepa. So there are the modes of administration, they are also wide in nature. We can use this according to the need of the patient. But we must ensure the proper Shodhana of the Vishadravya, because we are using the Vishadravya, and wherever they are indicated, we have to conduct the proper Shodhana with proper technique, which is mentioned in the classical text. And we should also take precaution during the Shodhana, because certain Vishadravya like Bhallataka, they cause irritant poisoning. So we have to take precaution. Before giving Vishakalpa to the patients, we have to inform everything about the formulation, their precautions, safety measures, and the possible antidotes which could be easily available, so that the condition should not worsen. And we must do the drug sensitivity test. And the drug should be administered under supervision. And during the treatment, we should have the pharmacovigilance. We should monitor for the untoward effects, the effects of the toxicity or the signs of the toxicity, any adverse reaction, any adverse event. And we should be prepared for the treatment of these untoward effects. So after having such type of practice, we must have the publication in the form of case studies, in the form of case series, in the form of clinical or interventional research. And we must report, or we must describe the untoward effects if we have observed with probable reasons. The reasons may be anything. It is related with dose, it is related with administration or route of administration. If we are explaining these things in details, the other physicians, other practitioners, they may also get experience, or they may get alert while using such type of Vishakalpa. I hope you have understood about the exploration of the topic. Here some studies are mentioned which we have already conducted, and here are some publications. You can read them in details. You can get all information regarding this described studies. You can read them, you can cite them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I request the audience, if at all any questions are there, they can raise the hand so that we'll make the place to we'll make the place to ask a question reasonable. Please raise your hand so that I can look forward. Or you may put your question in the chat box on behalf of I will be asking.
Few months back, some students asked me a question. Madam, whether these Vishakalpa, they are really effective or efficacious. So I must tell you that first of all, we should have faith in our Ayurveda. If we have faith, then we can explain the efficacy. We can practice and we can have the desired effect.
I think there are no questions.
No questions.
It is a very nice. Yeah, Ruchi madam, yes, please.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, doctor. Thank you for your time. Doctor, I'm not from the medical background, but your lecture was, your exploration was very, very insightful. I have few questions. The medicines which you use for preparing these kalpas, right? Are they from the nightshade family?
Which family?
Also, मैम आपके द मेडिसिन जो आपके विश्वकल्प के होते हैं यूजुअली नाइटशेड फैमिली के होते हैं जिसे सोलिनेसी फैमिली भी बोलते हैं.
हाँ.
और दूसरा ये कि आप when you have these patients who have these skin diseases, especially discolorations, इनका diet specifically, do they mix the the salt and the milk? Do they do incompatible foods a lot? What do you see? Do you see it from that angle, or do you just address the condition?
No, madam. Actually, when we deal with the patient, we have to see from all the angles.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the cause? What is the diet of the patient, and all these things. So we have to follow the protocol. But as you are asking about the incompatibility, the incompatibility is having more contribution in causing the skin diseases.
Okay, ma'am.
It is a major cause, because if we find while dealing with the patients of vitiligo, we find some patients who were having the fish along with milk, and such patients they were using such type of diet for very frequent time, and that patients they cause this vitiligo.
Okay.
So before administrating the drugs or before starting the treatment, we have to take the proper history, and we have to also ask the patients to avoid such type of diet. Rather, we have to explain them regarding the proper diet and the incompatible diet. And regarding the drugs of the Vishakalpa, they are from various families. We are
Okay.
using
Yes, please.
we are using 12 to 15 Vishadravyas in herbal form, and these 4 to 5 mostly using the mineral drugs. We call them as Dhatu Visha or heavy metals. So they are very frequently and mostly used in the Vishakalpas.
Right, doctor. And how about arthritis? What do you see in their diet pattern specifically?
Arthritis is mainly caused due to the, we called it as Vatakar Ahar Vihar. And it has many types, which is caused due to the degenerative, because of the degenerative changes in the body. And that may be leading because of the the diet which we take with like a cold potency diet. Some people used to eat rice, or some people use to have the lifestyle in the cold conditions like AC, or the other conditions we can say, which can deteriorate the movement of the joints. And because of these conditions, the joint, they become the degenerative changes occur in the joint. So we have to, it causes the inflammation as well as the pain when the patient tries to move from one place to another. So the such type of diseases, it hampers their daily routine activity because of pain, because of inflammation. The movements gets restricted, and this Vishikalpa, when we use them within very few time, they reduce the pain as well as the inflammation, and that is the main thing. So at least the patient can have the quality of life.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you.
Dr. Nilima,
madam.
there is a question. Applicability of the Dusha Vishari Agada in specific is the first question. And please guide the use of the Agada in fungal infections is the second question. Any specific Agadas are to be given in the fungal infections, and applicability of the Doshi Vishari Agada in specific, where exactly it is to be used. This is the question.
Along with Dushivisha, we can use the Dushivisha in the skin diseases which are manifested because of the chronic conditions. So
You
in
mean
most
to
of
say
the,
Doshi Vishari Agada can be used in all the chronic conditions of the diseases,
yes,
or in AMA conditions even.
yes, sir.
Okay. The second part is, please guide the use of the Agada in fungal infection. Is there any specific Agada to be used whenever there is any fungal infection?
Yes, we can use the Gada, but as such, we cannot find the study of means antibacterial or antifungal activity proven. But some drugs in which the individual activity is proven, we can use such Agada.
Okay. Is there what LEPA is to be used in the arthritis? You please repeat once again. And
Yes, sir.
how many days?
Which condition?
Arthritis. Arthritis.
In arthritis, we can use Gunja Bij Lepa.
And also even the Shunthi Lepa, you have said,
Yeah.
both can both be used together also?
I think, sir, we should not go for both the drugs only at a time. We should have.
Is it not going to fortify? If at all we are making the Gunja
sir.
added with the Shunthi.
I could not find such synergistic effect, sir.
Okay, there is a synergistic effect loss is there. So the individually they are effective, but combining they do not have the much effect. That is your.
Sir, we have not studied like that, but
Okay.
I will recommend only the use of one LEPA at one time.
Yes.
Because the duration of the effect is very less in Gunja Bij Lep as compared
Can it be used one in the morning, one in Gunja Lepa in the morning, Shunthi
So
Lepa in the
I
evening?
don't prefer like that, sir.
Okay, okay. And what else the questions are there? There were no questions here on this. Yeah, Dr. Kalpana has raised her hand. Please, madam, unmute
Good
yourself and
afternoon,
speak.
sir.
Yep.
Yes, yes. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. That was
Good
a
afternoon.
wonderful lecture. My question is a bit off. You had given a LEPA for Shvitra. There are dark skin nowadays, dark skin problems for the females is more. So is any drug particularly which can lighten the skin rather than darkening the skin? Because when we are talking about Shvitra, it is darkening the skin. I want to know the kalpas which can lighten the skin. Thank you.
Yes, madam. Actually, it is a part of Rasa Shastra. We are not using such type of drugs at present, but in practice we have most of the practitioners also practicing like the drugs which are used in Ayurvedic cosmetology, we can go for that. Some Varna Dravya are mentioned in Ayurveda. We can use that Varna Dravya like Manjishtha and Chandana.
No, actually, I would just wanted that pathophysiology of lightening the skin and darkening the skin, because when we are talking about Shvitra, we are telling matlab, combination of food is the part of that. But according to modern, melanin is the lesson in our skin. So in Ayurveda, how we are going to present that?
Actually, madam, we are not concentrating on the exact mechanism which is mentioned in the modern science, because the Vishadravya are acting differently with their toxic effects. Because we are, though we are having the purification of the such drugs, we are not deteriorating their desired effects. Like the poisons are, some poisons are irritant in nature, so we are not destroying that irritation potency of the drug completely, because we are wanting that mechanism. So it is helpful for the reactivation of the skin. And after having this proper irritation property, they the actual mechanism starts, the synthesis of the pigments it is causing, and it is giving rise to the normal skin color.
Okay, madam. Dr.
Yeah.
Suma wants to know about the Bilvadi Agada and Dashanga Agada. Your comment on the Bilvadi Agada and the Dashanga Agada.
Bilvadi Agad and Dashang Agad are very widely used these drugs in the poisoning as well as in the other conditions also. In south part of the India, they are using these drugs for the traditional treatment of the snake bite and scorpion bite also.
Okay. I think we have no other questions
Sir,
right
one
now.
more question, sir.
Dr.
Nowadays,
Kalpana?
cannabis is being used. It come under Visha or how?
Yes, madam. Cannabis is under Visha, and actually we called it as Upavisha. That is the poisons which are having the mild potency. And according to the Drug and Cosmetic Act, we have to take permission for cultivation and its use also.
Nowadays, hemp street has started with that combination of Vijayavati and
Yes,
Kameshwar Modaka, Trailokya Vijayavati and Kameshwar Modaka.
yes.
So that can be used raw, madam, if we grow in our garden, and we can use it for our own purpose, not marketing it.
You need a permission to grow it, madam, first of all. Otherwise,
In my
police,
house, no one will know.
no, police will catch. It gives a very beautiful aroma where the people can understand it is being grown there.
Actually, it is not for personal use, madam. We cannot personally cultivate it. We have to take permission from the authority.
Okay, we don't go into that particular part of the legalizations anyway. Okay, and thank you very much, Dr. Nilima.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very
And you have given a very fantastic exploration today. And at least we have a virtue here, out of which you have taken the very specifically 3 diseases. One is arthritis, second is the Padadari, and the third is the Sitra. In year 2000, 99-2000, I started this treating the Shvitra. Until now, I have given more than 10,000 patients with very successful things. As the people very specifically asking, even though it is not related as the disease relation, Badarayana Sambandham is there. I just want to give a couple of words over it. First of all, many of the skin diseases, including the present day lifestyle disorders, they are under the psychosomatic condition. The blood pressure, what people are reporting today, it is because of the stress. And the obesity which is being reported or the diabetes which is being reported is because of the stress. Even simple acidity is a stress related disorder. We are attributing many things of the physical and physiological or the dietetic condition attributed for that. But basically, if at all one is going to keep his mind calm and quiet very comfortably is going to be made out. The psychosomatic disorder Switra, it starts very from the beginning. But there are some of the aggravating, otherwise influencing factors. What I have observed is all the pishta padarthas, especially jawar roti. Jawar is said to be the one of the most influencing factor for the increasing the vitiligo or the white patches. The second is the salt. The salt, as less as the person is going to consume, he is not going to be having any problem. If the salt is getting increased, the person is susceptible for the any skin disorder is being understood. People, those who are eating more salty items, they are susceptible for the skin disorders. Thereby, these two things very specifically, third product is all the lacto products. Milk and milk byproducts are being included there. Only one vegetable I come across is the mooli. The mooli people, those who consume much, they are also susceptible for the skin disease. I don't know why it is. Now the question here is, of course, we avoid these things, but to regulate, keep the mind calm and quiet. And as I was speaking about the salt is influencing out of the 7 layers of the twacha, the lohita. Very specifically, the lohita, when it is being influenced, the melanin pigmentation, which is being seated in the same layer. What I have observed is, if it is going to become a blister wound by any of the toxic material which have been used in the lepa, it goes and gives like a blister and it drains the fluid. Once the fluid drained, there the pigmentation is going to started and it is going to cover very comfortably. And whenever we are using the Vishadravyas, madam has been said as the itching and irritation are those things as a ADR, drug adversities. In fact, when we are using the Agada, that is Vishadravyas, in the practice, their action itself is to give as a counter action. The total treatment is either the action or the counter action. This counter action, which is going to be there, is the disease specification. The action to give rise irritation or the blisterization is the character of the Vishadravya which we are using. That's why I think these things are not to be included as the drug reaction or the adverse drug reaction as such, because that it's causing the irritation itself is the common action of the Vishadravya. So I am very much thankful. In the subsequent days, we are going to come out with a new exploration by new people. I am preferring the youngsters to explore the Ayurveda here. I once again thank you, Dr. Nilima Madam,
Thank you, sir.
for
Thank
giving
you
you
so
a very
much.
valuable lecture. And this lecture will be as usually available in the Techno Ayurveda of the YouTube. Thank you very much and
Thank you,
good
sir.
day.
Thank
And
you, sir, for your
thank you.
guidance and cooperation. Thank you.